Hello and welcome back to another episode of The Gidis Show. With us today is our first special guest, Farah, owner of Farah M London brand. And we're going to be going over, your story, your hardships, setting up your business and where you're going from here. Obviously with me is my brother from another mother, Anthony Gidis. Shall we just get straight into it?
Yeah, let's go.
Over to you. Hello, Farah.
Hello.
How
Thanks
are you
for
doing?
having me on.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for being here, absolutely. You had a good day?
Yeah, it's been good.
Yeah?
It's been good. It's been busy.
Sick. Busy's good, right?
Busy, yeah.
Cool. So, shall we just get straight into it with you as well?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. So, tell us what you're doing on the show.
So I've come on to speak about my story and my business. So I have alopecia.
The big reveal. Let me see that wig. I've heard these are bare money, no?
Yeah, they're expensive.
But they're so realistic.
Yeah.
I'm actually working with the company that gave me this wig. So I've got a discount code that I can share if anyone wants to use it.
It's heavier than I thought.
They're not heavy, they're light.
Is that how heavy our hair is?
Huh?
Is that how heavy our hair is?
Not your hair, not my hair, but yeah, probably. That's not heavy.
I don't know. Okay, so you have a discount code with the makers of these
Yes,
wigs.
so the Wig Fairy, I was just in California and I went to the Wig Fairy in Beverly Hills and I tried on some of their wigs and they let me take that one back with me to make some content with, and I've got a discount code to share. So if anyone wants one, then I can share the discount code.
Yeah, absolutely. You'll find that in the description below. And how did this tell the people what alopecia is?
That's the most important thing.
Okay, so alopecia is an autoimmune disease. It basically just means that my body can't grow hair. There's nothing it doesn't affect my health or anything. It started when I was 8, so I had alopecia areata. So areata means like patchy hair loss. And then when I was 15, I lost all my hair.
At 15?
So, yeah, I've been bald since 15.
So it started when you were 8 years old, but
Yeah.
is it just God-given or is it hereditary? Or
Yeah, I was going to ask, is it a genetic thing or is it just...
I mean, as far as I'm aware, they know nothing about it. They don't know what causes it. They don't know anything.
Right.
Yeah.
That's mad.
And
That's
I was
mad
the
that
only...
we live in 2023 and there are still like some
Mysteries.
things
I
that,
know.
yeah, absolutely mysteries. Can I just say though,
Yeah,
as a female,
yeah.
does it not have advantages that you can't grow hair sometimes?
I knew this question was... Is this
It has
the
to
question?
come.
Is this the question? I mean, yeah, like, I've never had to shave my legs, so...
Yeah, surely that's a win, no?
Yeah, my
Silver
sister
lining.
is very envious of the fact that I don't have to shave my legs, because if I didn't have alopecia, I'd be pretty hairy with the Mauritian side.
Yeah, of course. A follow-on question from that is, everybody that has alopecia, they lose all of their hair, or is some of it just on the head, on the arm, on the whatever?
Everyone is completely different. I haven't met 2 people that stories are even similar.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
So it's not, you have alopecia, you have complete hair loss all at once.
I mean, I could wake up tomorrow and my hair could start growing back.
Really?
Yeah.
That was the question I was going to ask, actually.
Yeah.
Is there a possibility that it might... Because remember when we were chatting the other day, you said your eyebrows grew back.
Mm-hmm.
How does that happen? Like, just randomly things will start growing here and there and...
Literally, God knows. I have no idea.
Wow.
Like, the last 2 birthdays, I've woke up with one eye of eyelashes gone
Really?
on my birthday. So,
Right.
yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen again this year because that wasn't fun. But, yeah, I could wake up tomorrow and the hair could start growing back.
That's crazy. Well, since we've mentioned eyebrows, I was watching TV yesterday, and guess what I saw on ITV's this morning? I come across this little sheet here. Tell us all about it.
So my eyebrows fell out maybe like 2 years ago now. And I mean, this is the most makeup you'll probably ever see me wear. I normally just wear brows. But drawing them on every day was so much hassle. And it was just hard. So then I came across these, and it sounds dramatic, but they changed my life. Like, I can put them on in seconds now.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. When I first met you, I wholeheartedly thought they were real, and
They're
they're
good, aren't they?
really,
Yeah.
really. Apart from realistic, they are the most fleeky eyebrows I've seen. To be honest.
Thanks.
Well, that's why I got told off, innit? I tried to touch them and I got a proper telling
You
off.
just rubbed them.
Because I thought they were real. I was like, nah, wait a minute. Let
Yeah,
me
no.
see
You can
this.
touch them if you ask to touch them.
Yeah, my bad. I was just like, nah, these have got to be real. Let
No,
me
you
see.
can't. Go on.
Well, yeah. No, that's mad.
Yeah.
Because they look bare fleeky, for real.
They're waterproof as well.
And waterproof. You can take showers in them
Yeah.
and everything. Yeah, yeah.
So
I
how
see
did you get them
girl.
off?
So I use sellotape.
Oh, okay.
So I literally put tape across,
And then
and then yeah.
You know what? Shall we try one with the tashes?
Oh my god, I did that when I went to America. I did that with my friend. It was
No
so
way.
funny. I flipped them upside down.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
They were like this. It was so funny. And I told her that they wouldn't come off for 4 days. And she believed me.
no way.
That's crazy, girl. So you first went fully bald at 15.
Yeah, I was 15 when it all fell out. Well,
And-
when the last bit fell out, yeah.
Okay, so being a teenage girl in the prime of your teens, and like this is ordinarily when we
Yeah.
start dating and interacting and creating our social sort of status within our friends group. How did you find that being bold?
Wasn't fun. It wasn't fun. I can't lie. I've kind of blocked a lot of it out of my memory. Yeah, so 15, the last bit fell out, and I got my first wig. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really remember much, to be honest. From like 11 to maybe 18, it's all a bit of a blur. I got bullied really bad at school, so
Oh no.
start of secondary school was pretty bad. And that's kind of like from 8 to 11. I don't remember. I knew it was happening because I like overheard conversations like and stuff, but I wasn't bothered. The only time I realized like, oh, you know, there's something a bit different about me was when I went to secondary school and, you know, the bullying started, and that's when I was like, oh no.
Yeah, I can imagine secondary school students aren't usually known to be the kindest and friendliest.
No.
Yeah.
And how did it feel when you got your first wig?
I can't really remember, to be honest. It was
Like, the only reason I'm asking is
Yeah.
because did it feel like it's going to help because it's like a solution, or did it feel like, you know, because deep down you know it's only a wig, you're still kind of like it's just a mask in the problem rather than fixing it? Like,
Yeah, good question.
I mean, at 15, all I wanted to do was make sure that, you know, no one knew I had alopecia. So having this wig was like, I was about to say it was something I could hide under,
yeah.
but yeah, it was. I hid under it. I never took it off,
Ever.
ever.
So
I-
when is the first time? Because obviously now I see you walking around without it, and you look so comfortable and beautiful.
Thank
Either
you.
way, and you're just owning it. But I can imagine it wasn't always the case where you
No.
were this confident to walk around without a wig. So when was the first time you stepped out? Unwigged. Remember the term? Unwigged. When was the first time you come out unwigged?
It was, I think all of this kind of happened during lockdown. So obviously we were inside during
Yeah.
lockdown, and I was wearing my wig, and it just really made me realize how uncomfortable I found them, and how like, yeah, like just before lockdown I started sleeping in like hats, and then obviously we were inside all the time, so I just never took my hat off, and then I realized how much like I felt so much more comfortable without my wig on and just the hat. So that's how it kind of like started. And then when lockdown lifted, I was kind of wearing my wig and wearing the hats, and I really realized that I physically feel more comfortable without my wig on. I just didn't feel comfortable with the
How
reaction
people
I was
would
getting.
perceive-
Yeah, exactly.
So you
Sure.
even went to sleep with
Yeah.
hats? Really?
No, I used to sleep in my wig.
In wigs?
Yeah, I used to
I
never.
can imagine that.
I
being
couldn't
uncomfortable.
even look in the mirror. Like,
Oh, wow.
It's only the last couple of years that I even learnt to recognise myself without my wig on.
No
Like
way.
when I took my wig off to wash it, I used to cover the mirrors. I couldn't look at myself. I remember there was a couple of
Right.
times I caught my reflection, like at the hairdressers, like when they were doing my wig and stuff. And honestly, it felt like, it sounds so silly, but it felt like someone else was in the reflection.
Yeah.
I didn't
No,
recognise my
no.
reflection at all.
No, I can totally relate to that. When I got my first haircut after lockdown, I went from being this big messy thing, and then I must have been walking past the shop and I look like, who's that guy? Oh no, this. Oh yeah, because we get accustomed to seeing ourselves in a certain way. So
I don't think it's
like-
quite the same.
Obviously, it's not the same, yeah. But Jesus Christ,
I know what you mean,
lot-
I know what you
lot,
mean.
he's not here. She knows what I mean.
I know what you mean.
But tell us about, because you had this wig on for so long, and there must have been people that have known you and have always known you with hair.
Yeah, everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone.
So, because we were having a conversation off camera about like people that knew you for 4 or 5 years and never even knew you had alopecia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that, what we were talking about there was, I did my degree at Central St Martin's. I did a jewellery degree, and for some reason, I just had this feeling inside me that I wanted to speak about my alopecia for the first time in my last project. So I made a collection that represented, like, I kind of went through each stage of emotions I went through, like physical, emotional. It kind of, each piece represented a physical or an emotional stage I went through losing my hair.
Yeah.
And then,
And you needed somebody to model.
yeah, and my tutor, thank God she did, because I probably wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her. But she pushed me to model it all myself. So that was my first kind of like letting people see me. I made like a hat. So this piece represented how I used to hide under hats. So I made a hat that exposed my head. So I made it out of wire. It was like a snapback.
Okay.
And I just made the like outline out of wire, and I had it printed and put up in our final year exhibition. And yeah, people that I'd been studying with for 4 years were literally like, oh, it looks sick. Who did you get to model? And I was like, it's me.
No way.
And they
Did
were
you
like,
even
what?
recognise
Yeah.
No,
That's
I mean,
mad.
no idea.
Yeah, no. I mean, like, even now, like, when you were wearing the wig, it looks so different. But what I wanted to, how old were you when all of this happened? So you say you were at uni when you were studying,
Yeah, so I was 21.
21.
hmm
Which means that up until 21, it was like, that's all people have seen,
Yeah.
you with hair. And that's all you had seen
hmm
before you got comfortable. Yeah, I find that mad because for almost as long as I've been alive, you were hiding under a wig.
Yeah.
So what sort of support did you have around you, or what could you say to other people who are going through the same thing?
So I kind of spent most of my life being really embarrassed about it and just wanting to hide it and not speak about it. Honestly, if anyone asked if I was wearing a wig, I'd be like, no. Like-
Would you
Did
speak
people
to?
ask?
Yeah, of course,
Oh.
all the time.
Oh,
And it would
wow.
ruin my day. Like,
Yeah.
it was so...
Especially if that's your guys and then someone, you know,
It was
blows
so
your
mentally
cover.
draining because it was like, I can't explain. It was, I mean, you saw me putting that wig on. I was like, does it look okay? Like, that's only because I haven't worn one in so long, but it consumed all of my mind. Like,
Would you speak to your family about it, or literally no
no,
one?
I didn't speak to anyone
Literally
about it.
no one?
No one.
Okay.
No one. It was
So
tough, but...
What support did you find?
So when I was doing my project at uni, I was doing my dissertation about like how hair is seen as a sign of beauty in like different cultures and things, and I came across Alopecia UK, and they changed my life.
Wow.
Because I found them, I reached out, I went to a support group, and that was the first time in my life that I'd ever met anyone else with alopecia.
Oh, really?
No way.
So it was just like
Wow.
a group, like I went on my own, and then I realised when I got there that everyone else had bought like their partner or a friend, and I was just like 21 walking in on my
What,
own.
partner or a friend that also has alopecia, or
No,
just like a support?
Support.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just
Okay.
walked in on my own, and I was like, it changed everything. Just realising that,
You're not alone
Yeah.
in it.
yeah, and as much as like friends and family, you know, show support, they
can't experience it.
No,
So it's
you can't get it unless you go through it. So it was like, it's crazy when I meet anyone else with alopecia, it's like an instant connection. Like you get it. Like you just get it.
Well, yeah, you're part of like the same exclusive sort of club.
That's what changed everything for me though. Just
Alopecia UK.
Yeah.
Big up Alopecia
Big
UK.
up
Are they
Alopecia
the
UK.
only? Am I correct in saying
Yeah.
they're the only
Mhm.
alopecia charity in the UK?
Mhm.
So naturally they're the biggest
Yeah.
and the best.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Big up Alopecia UK.
So in terms of your social media work and the stuff you do on TikTok and all that, is that what do you find what drives you the most is wanting to be the person who you never had growing up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
I
So
can
my
see that.
first post on social media, like for my FARAH'S London page, was that photo I was telling you about of me in the hat, and it all started from there. Basically, it's all been up from there. You know, I've been connecting with other people that have it, and hearing other people's stories and making friends with other people all across the world that have alopecia.
Yeah. You just come back from America
I
from
did.
alopecia trip, didn't you?
I did. Well, it was a holiday, but I ended up meeting. So I've got a lot of friends out there that have alopecia. So I ended up, you know, meeting up with a lot of them that I'd been speaking to for years. So it was crazy. It was so good.
That's the thing about social media. As although it does have comes with its problems and all of that, I don't think people quite realize how much positive influence and impact it can have on people's lives with stuff like this. Like,
Of
like
course.
there's definitely people regular people who weren't celebrities, or back in the day, for you to be exposed to everyone, to the public, someone else in the other side of the world, you'd have to be a person of influence. You'd have to have some sort of status to be on that media channel, whatever it is. But now the fact that everyone has a platform, I think it makes a big difference to people all around the world, no matter what they're going through.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like you say, it comes with its adversaries, but of course there's still lots of positive things about social media, and one of them is connecting with people from all around the globe. I'm glad you mentioned TikTok, actually, because, girl, I see you shining. I see you shining with your millions of views. Go on, tell us about that.
What do you want me to say?
Like, did you start the channel with this in mind, or did it just pick up momentum and you thought, right, I'm going to go with it? Or?
I didn't even want to get TikTok because it started during like lockdown, didn't it?
Yeah.
And
Musically, it was just dances.
I was like,
when TikTok first came out, it was a bit of a like, oh my god, you have TikTok, like, and I was walking around going, yeah, I've got TikTok, mate, you sick, get on it, and they're like, oh my god, how old are you? Is it not for me? Should I not be on it?
Yeah.
Like, is it just for kids dancing? Like,
it was.
I got bare. I
It
get
was.
bare value
You
from
would
TikTok.
be
It
seen
was.
a bit.
That's why I was
That
like,
would
no.
be a bit sus back in the day.
Yeah. Side note: TikTok is going to take over now. If you want to find something out, if you want to find out about alopecia, and you go on Google, you're just going to get random websites. But you go on TikTok, you have the information from the people themselves.
Everything.
So.
Even when I was in America, I was like, what restaurant should I go to? Didn't go on Google. I went on TikTok.
Yeah.
I was looking at
Well, that's
reviews
why they're trying to get it banned, isn't it? That's why Mr. Zuckerberg is trying to get it banned.
Really?
So
TikTok is heavily competing with all of Meta's platforms, Google, YouTube, everything.
Yeah.
Because now you can sell on TikTok as well. So it's basically Amazon, Google, YouTube, whatever you possibly want, you can find on TikTok.
Yeah.
Whether it's information or products, you're right. Yeah. Or
it's
content.
anything.
Yeah.
But do you remember your first TikTok video?
I remember my first one that went viral.
Okay. What was that?
Well, that wasn't the pouring one. Was it? It wasn't that one. Was it that one?
So, wait, the one recently was like a
spin-off.
Yeah, so basically it was like in the thick of lockdown, and I was losing my mind a bit. I was bored.
Bored in the house, and I'm in the house bored.
Literally.
You didn't do that. You done that?
No, I didn't do that. But I was just, I'd like made the account, and I was just like, I'm not doing dancing. I'm not dancing. And I was like, I want to use this to raise awareness for alopecia. And I just remembered my sister basically being like, she was like, I like making jokes like with people I know like about it, like trying to make it lighthearted. But she jokes about it with me a lot. Like she calls me Megamind. Like if anyone else called me Megamind, but my sister gets away with it. But she basically...
You shouldn't have told me that, Farah.
You can't.
I'm changing your name on my phone right now, make it mine.
You're rude. You're the only one that can get away with saying that. Oh my god.
Oh wow. I'm having a laugh.
I'm joking.
All right.
So yeah, the first TikTok, I just remembered my sister basically was like, oh, when you put a face mask on, like, how do you know when to stop?
Oh my god, that is a sick question.
And I was just like,
Oh my god.
like what? So I went into the bathroom, locked the door, and I kind of, you know, started putting a face mask on, and I did a voiceover that was like, you know, when do I stop? And I ended up like finishing the video, and I like completely covered myself in face mask.
Yeah.
And yeah, that got, I mean, at the time, I feel like I'm going viral now on TikTok is completely different. It's like
Yeah, I know.
millions of views, but like that got like, I think 1.5 million, and that was like,
Bang.
yeah, but
How many followers did you get from that one video? Just a side note here.
I think like 10 or 15,000.
Sick.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is it. So that's why TikTok is good, because you've come across a 1.5 million for you pages. 10,000 people thought, I want to know a little bit more about alopecia. Boom, they follow you, and that is the power of it.
It's savage though.
But you didn't start with TikTok. You started with Insta originally, no?
Yeah, I started with Instagram.
With a different business.
No, it was all the same. I just changed my name. So initially it was Farah Mahidin Jewelry.
Yeah, because you were making jewellery at first. The
Yeah.
jewellery you're wearing now.
Still do.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah.
And then from the jewellery, everything else came about?
Yeah, so basically when I graduated, I think doing the project I did, it was very intense. Like I said, I'd never spoken about my alopecia in my life, and then all of a sudden in a couple of months I was, you know, my tutor was really like pushing me to remember things from school, and it brought out like a lot. It was very stressful.
Better out than in, though.
Oh yeah, I'm so grateful that I did it and I got through it.
Big up the tutor. What's the tutor's name?
Maria.
Well done, girl.
But yeah, I took a break from making jewelry after I graduated. But then I really missed it. I think if you're a creative, like, you have to be doing something creative. Otherwise you just, I don't know. I don't feel happy when I'm not making anything.
Yeah.
So I decided to make this collection. So they're the little heads. I just made it for myself.
We'll put that on the video better.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just showing you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just made this collection for myself. It was kind of just like a little reminder from me to me that, you know, I'm not alone, and, you know, like a reminder of how far I've come and stuff. And then I realized like how much they've helped me. So I was like, oh, I wonder if they'll be able to help other people. And yeah,
that is perfect, because I love that you've used your disease, which is ordinarily a bad thing, but rather than dwell in the sadness of, oh, why me, I've got this disease, you just confronted it, and look what you've made. You've done the jewellery, you've done the eyebrows, you've done the hats that I believe Stormzy reps now, right?
that is the Stormzy beanie.
The Stormzy beanie. That's it. This is it. And then at the back, the lovely message, wear your differences. That's sick. Next time I see Stormzy, he better be wearing it. No, that's brilliant. But it just goes to show that even when life throw you lemons,
Yeah.
you start 3 businesses. Sick girl.
I kind of like it. I realized I let it take over my whole life, and I'm just like, I've just got tired of it. So I was
I think it's the fact that you've like, instead of trying to hide behind it, and you've decided to embrace it, obviously, and allow it to be a part of your identity. And I think once you started doing that, obviously with the eyebrows and the hair and all of that, it has now basically become your life. Like, it's your career as well. It's your job. This is what you do for a living. And I guess like the difference between how you see it now, it's like when you were younger, you probably saw it as like you had like this negative emotion towards it, like you hated it. Why me? Why this?
Mm-hmm.
But now, if you think about it, it's like,
if you didn't
had I not have this, what would I be doing? Because it's your career, it's your whole life, and you get to travel the world and all of this. So sometimes I think that some things might seem like a bit of a curse, but truly they're just a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
And I think you're the perfect representation of that.
Thanks.
Yeah. Tell us, you've got clients all around the world, right?
Yeah, it's
USA,
crazy.
Dubai, you all over Europe.
It is actually crazy thinking about it.
But what makes them come to you specifically? Why are these people in Dubai reaching out to Farah M London?
Well, in regards to the jewelry, I haven't found anyone else that kind of specifically makes like alopecia awareness jewelry with like little bald heads. So there was a gap in the market for that, and there was also a gap for kind of like affordable eyebrows, because the ones that I was seeing were, it kind of got to a point where I was wearing them every day and I couldn't afford to be paying like what they were charging every day. So I looked into it and wanted to create them to be affordable.
Out of curiosity, how much, before you started doing it, how much would like a set be?
I've seen them being sold for as much as £10 a sheet.
Really?
No way.
Yeah.
And of course, you need the sheet a week kind of thing. Right,
Yeah.
520 quid a year.
It's a lot of money.
It is a lot.
Obviously,
of money.
that was the most expensive, but they are like, yeah, they are expensive. So I wanted to create ones that, you know, were affordable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're selling these for literally less than 30% of your competitors. So I can see why people are coming. And with the designs, do you change them up at all ever? Or
So I've got 4 designs at the moment.
Sick.
I had 3. I've just released one new one, and they come in black and brown. But I am also
Oh, of
working
course, yeah.
on, I'm also working on, I'm working on some other styles and colours that hopefully will be coming up in the future.
Yeah. No, we want to see a whole brand. You know, we're
Yeah.
going to support you,
Of course,
definitely.
100%.
Thanks.
Yeah. So obviously, when you were growing up and you had all these struggles and everything, that helped you keep going. Now that you're a confident young lady, business entrepreneur,
Faking it until I make it.
fake it till you make it, girl. That's
Faking it
absolutely
until I make
fine.
it.
But what is it that keeps you going now? Is that motivation still there, or do you feel like sometimes you're like, "Ugh."
I think knowing that basically when I started my social media, I had a handful of people that I followed that had it as well, and following them helped me so much. Just like seeing them living their lives, being like comfortable and confident with their alopecia, it rubbed off on me. Like it helped me so much. So that's kind
For
of
sure,
like
yeah.
why I wanted to start mine. And I get messages from people saying that I'm doing the same from them now, and it's mad. Like it is crazy
That must make you feel amazing.
it's crazy. It doesn't feel real, to be honest, because it doesn't feel real on messages. Like it's
No,
overwhelming. Like it is
real.
overwhelming.
It is
I
real,
know.
and you need to know this, that there is a little girl sat in her room losing all her hair, thinking, "Oh, I'm ugly, I'm bald. All the boys in school call me this or that or whatever." But then when they come across your page, they think, "Oh, maybe I can just own it. Maybe I can just be hairless, and that's absolutely fine. My friend has hair. I don't have hair. And we're both like." So this is obviously amazing for you in terms of knowing that you're doing this for a good cause and helping all these people. Like, kudos to you, girl.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy as well, though, because like obviously when we were young, social media, you know, wasn't a thing, and I know it would have changed my life if if I'd seen all these alopecia accounts like when I was young. And
Yeah.
it is great now, because there are so many like parents of children that have alopecia that like run their accounts and will like show them pictures and stuff, and it will do them a lot of good. Just because my biggest bit of advice to anyone is to just reach out to other people that have it, because knowing you're not alone was the biggest
Half
help
the
for
battle.
me.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's great advice. So, of course, we cannot have you on the show and not mention a very memorable TV moment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, of course. The Will Smith
Oh,
fiasco. Like, do you think he done that to stick up for alopecia people all around the world? Or was that, what's your take on the whole Will Smith thing?
I
You're
don't
scared
know. It
of
was
his life?
hard. It was like, obviously because of what I do on social media, everyone, like, I couldn't open my phone without there being a million like opinions about it. So I kind of like, I don't know. My take on it is that like I if it was real, because I didn't even think that it wasn't real until you
I'm
guys
with you
mentioned.
on that, girl. I
No, I didn't
absolutely
even.
think
I
that
didn't.
is
I didn't
staged.
know that the
Oscars?
Slap.
that the actual like contact wasn't shown.
No, it wasn't.
I didn't know that.
If you Google
Yeah,
the
it's
Will
not,
Smith
it's
thing, there's
not.
only one camera angle. Imagine the place with the most A-listers and definitely the most cameras. We're nothing, and we've got 4 cameras in here. Imagine how many cameras they had in there, and not a single.
I didn't know
camera.
that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Also, did you know that Will Smith used to take the mick out of alopecia? He had a very, very similar joke about alopecia back in the day. Did you know that?
No.
Well, whether it was staged or not, it definitely created a lot of online presence and more awareness
Yeah.
for alopecia. So that is always a good thing.
Yeah,
right?
for sure. Like, whenever I spoke about it before, it was kind of like 50-50. Someone either had no idea what alopecia was or they knew someone that had it, but now it's, they don't know. No, basically most people are like, oh yeah, Jada Smith has it, or they know someone in their family that has it. So everyone kind of knows the word now,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that it's, you know.
I think that's
it's
when
hair
I
loss.
first came across it, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
So in that regard, like, it was a good thing that it raised awareness.
It definitely raised awareness.
Massively.
I can say it definitely raised awareness, but I think in regards to whether or not it was him actually sticking up for it or not, I didn't like how the whole thing happened, because it just seemed like he was like looking at him. I'm not gonna lie, when I watched the clip, it was almost as if he laughed to it, and then
Yeah.
he
He
turned
did.
around, looked at his wife. His wife was like, you know.
And he
That's
was
what
like,
I
oh,
thought.
And then he
yeah,
was
yeah.
that's my cue to get up and
Yeah.
pretend to slap him.
So I don't think. I mean, obviously, I don't know, but I really don't think he was trying to stick up for it, to be honest. But
because I
it raised
heard,
awareness. So at the end of the day, it's all for.
I heard like that he kind of laughed, looked at Jada, and
Yeah,
Jada
he
was
did.
like, "Are you not going to do anything about
Yeah,
this?"
yeah.
And then he went up. But
I feel like if he just didn't look and he laughed,
It
none of
would've-
that would have happened.
yeah,
Possibly.
Unless it wasn't
Well,
staged.
Possibly,
Yeah.
unless
and
yeah,
they
and
said,
that
"Cut!
was his cue. Yeah,
What are you doing, mate? You're supposed to get up and slap him."
yeah. Chris, go again with the line about G.I. Jane.
I don't know, mate. I, mean,
I didn't
wouldn't
even
put it past
know
him.
that it might have. I didn't even think about it being staged until you guys said it the other day. I get that. I get if it was real, I get the anger, but it was a shame that he got all the way upstage to like the biggest audience. Like he could have done like
He could have dealt with it a lot better.
yeah.
Definitely. What he done was very immature. It was very childish. You're on the grand stage.
Yeah.
What he should have done, if he genuinely cared about alopecia, was took the mic and said something about it.
Yeah.
That's
But
what I was
for a
trying to
grown
say,
man,
yeah.
Yeah, oi,
who's
Chris,
a big,
Yeah.
big deal.
don't take the mick out of my wife's
Mm.
autoimmune disease. This is not a funny thing. Everybody watching, you know, it's a disability. If you took the mick out of any other disability, you'd be. Is it classed as a disability?
I was
or
just
it's
thinking
a
that. I
disease?
don't think
I
so.
don't think
It's
disability.
not. I don't think so.
I wouldn't
Okay.
say
It's like it's
disability.
a visible difference.
Autoimmune disease is what they call it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. it's a disease.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, no, because with that, it's a lot of people look up to Will Smith as well. He's
Well,
he's
or
a
did.
big or did yeah.
Yeah.
He was or is whatever is a big deal in.
Well,
in,
he's the
in,
Fresh
o-
Prince,
in every
brother.
yeah. I was
He's
gonna
the
say it's
Fresh-
not just
we all
that.
know the rap.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
So when he done that, I lost a lot of respect for him, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people did as well.
Yeah, yeah. But listen, we can talk about Will Smith for an entire episode about him and the whole entanglement situation. And like, oh, this is crazy. Don't even get me started down that route, please. This is about Farah.
All right. In terms of how this has affected your dating life and your relationships, what would you say about that, and what would you say to someone who might be going through the same?
So, I mean, I'm single at the moment, and when I'm ready to date, this will be the first time I've dated bald.
Okay,
So,
so prior to
Just
this,
side note, that is terrifying, but focus on my business right now. I'm not interested in dating right now. But when I was younger and it was stressful. It felt like, if I did.
So when you were younger, you never told your boyfriends that, because they'd see you
Not
with a
straight
wig.
away, honestly, it's me being like younger is such a blur, but I do remember not not ever saying initially,
Mm.
and then like if we did carry on speaking, it felt like this big
Slowly.
no, it just felt like this big like secret that I needed to tell
Right,
them.
and did you eventually
Yeah,
end up
yeah,
telling them?
yeah, I
And-
did, and it, you know, it. I luckily have never had like a really bad reaction,
Mm.
Good.
but it. I know a lot of girls that don't and hide it for a very long time, and just like I know how stressful it is keeping that in, and like my biggest advice is to just tell them straight away,
From the
because
start.
yeah, from the start,
Yeah.
because
Yeah, too right.
you're worried. You're
That they
worried.
won't accept you.
You're worried to tell them because, like, you know, they might be horrible about it. They might reject you, like, and all this. But when
Either
you
way, you'd rather find out from the beginning if this person is going to be a horrible
took
person.
the words out of my mouth,
Yeah?
it's a reflection on them. Why would
Mm.
you want to waste your time with that person then?
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
It shows the kind of person they are. If they don't, you know, if they react badly to it, why would you want to waste your time with that person?
Yeah.
Yeah, too right. No,
So,
no,
yeah.
Good on you.
And obviously, you said that your next relationship will be the first time where you're dating bald. Would you say that for you, having done everything that you've done and achieved everything you've achieved now, do you feel like because there's more to you now and what you've achieved, do you feel more confident in yourself now, as opposed to when you were younger, before you had accomplished all of this? Obviously, it was more that your identity is just your outside image. Would you say that now you perceive yourself in a better way and you feel more confident?
But what piece of advice can you give to others who might not have taken that next step to gain the confidence?
So I actually get asked this a lot, and I'm definitely faking it until I make it. Like the confidence, you just have to fake it until you make it. But I realized kind of like subconsciously that I had a list of things that I wanted to do once I stopped wearing my wig, like in my
Okay.
head.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
like from young, like I never actually ever thought I would let anyone see me without my wig on.
Really?
Like even a couple of years ago, if like you told me I'd be even doing this now, I'd be like, no. But I started ticking off some, like once I started like not going out without my wig on, I started ticking off in my head these things that I wanted to do once, because it can restrict you. Like I haven't properly been swimming yet. I don't know if I can swim because I never wanted to get my wig wet.
Yeah.
So I haven't swum since so like that's on my list of things that I need to do.
Wow.
And I guess every time you tick something off, it must feel
It's an
amazing.
accomplishment.
It must feel
Yeah, yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
This is why we say as entrepreneurs always have a list,
Mhm.
whether it's
Yeah.
mental but definitely better written down somewhere, so that you can see the progress. And even if it's only a very small thing,
Yeah.
go for a swim. Ordinarily that's nothing, but to you it could be something that
Well, every
that-
time you
I'll show
tick
you.
something off, every single time, that
Mhm.
sense of accomplishment is like a boost. and
yeah,
it
for
keeps
sure.
You
Okay, I'm
motivated.
getting
you wanna,
through it.
You want to
Yeah,
get the next
absolutely,
thing done.
for sure. Oh wow, this is the tick list.
I started even
1, 2,
adding
3,
things
4.
to the tick list that I didn't even realize were a
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. No, well done,
Like being
girl.
on TV, that wasn't on my list, but I did it, so I was like, I need to put it on there to like remind myself that, you know, that I'd done it.
Yeah, no, I mean, not anybody can go on national TV, on ITV, and of course the Made in Chelsea thing. Tell us about that.
Yeah, that was
Tell them
mad.
about that. Yeah. Go on, girl.
So one of, gosh, that must have been like 3 years ago now.
Yeah, it was a while.
It was one of the first things I did. Like I remember I could feel my heart like beating out of my chest. I was so nervous. But Liv on the show, she had alopecia, and she basically wanted to do a photo shoot for Cosmopolitan magazine. So she got a group of girls together that had alopecia to do the photo shoot, and then Made in Chelsea filmed it.
Mhm.
So that was on the episode. So that was quite cool.
Did you? Is that on your tick list?
I added it to the tick list. Like
Sick.
I didn't think like, oh, I want to be on Made in Chelsea and I want Liv to like, put,
Yeah.
but obviously I'd done it and I was like, I need to put it on the list so that when I look, I can be like, I've done this, you know,
Yeah.
I've done this. But
Yeah.
that helped me a lot. Like the list, like going through it and ticking it has been really helpful.
No, for sure.
Like even little things, like I always wanted to get like loads of ear. I mean, I want to get way more, but I always wanted to get ear piercings, but I couldn't because my wig was like covering it. And if I did get them, one, no one would see, and two, they'd never heal because, you know, the wig. So as soon as I stopped wearing the wig, my friend's got a piercing and tattoo shop, and I went straight away, and I was like, I want this, I want this, I want this.
Bang.
So yeah.
Yeah, live your life, girl. Well done. Well, listen, thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been lovely having you.
Thank you for having me.
Me and Kiz are very proud of you. I'm sure
Aw.
everyone watching is super proud of you.
Thank
You
you.
are literally a massive inspiration to everyone.
Thank you.
We
Yeah.
will leave all the links to your channels.
Absolutely.
In the
You can
description.
buy the beanies, so you can have the same one as Stormzy. You can buy the brows, you can buy the jewellery. And of course, there's more coming.
Yes.
We won't tell them about that now. Yeah, no, we're definitely going to put you links
Thank
to
you.
Farah's website, and you can order direct from anywhere in the world. You ship worldwide, right?
I do.
Yeah. Just a few things I would like to add, if we don't mind. Amazing show of entrepreneurship here. The fact that you took something that is, generally speaking, it's a bad thing. Having a disease is always a negative notion.
Yeah.
But you are living proof that no matter your circumstances, if you got what it takes inside you, you can thrive, and you are thriving, and we want to see you thrive even more and more, and we will always be your biggest supporter. We
Thank
love you,
you.
Farah. Thank you so much for
Thank you
coming.
so
on.
much.
Thank you so much.